Hi, my name is Georgy and I'm here to give you a brief introduction into functional training and how to perform functional resistance training with the kinetic box, or rather the kbox. I want to give you a glance of the physics and physiology behind the high increases in strength and muscle mass with flywheel training compared to traditional weights. Here with me today is Gustav, who will be demonstrating exercises with the kbox. In the kbox and other flywheel devices, you don't work against a fixed workload as you do with traditional weights, i.e. weight stack machines and free weights. In a flywheel device, you accelerate and decelerate the flywheel or flywheels attached on an axis. During the exercise, you have to overcome the inertia of the flywheel in the concentric phase and then decelerate the same energy you created in the eccentric phase. The harder you pull, the more energy will be transferred into the motion of the spinning flywheel, and what you put in, you get back in the eccentric phase. With flywheel devices, the resistance is variable, so if you pull gently, you get a rehabilitation or warm-up drill, and if you pull hard, you get a resistance training drill all on the same flywheel. This way, the resistance is not only variable, it's unlimited, since you can always pull harder and generate a higher force output. Consider the difference with a bar where you have to load with the correct weight to get the result you want. With flywheel, there are no changes in flywheels, between training partners, or between sets. The variable resistance has other advantages. In a set of repetitions, only the last one is maximal in traditional training, that is, if you do the exercise until failure. If you go all out with flywheel device, you get the 100% from the first repetition and in successive repetitions until you quit. As you become fatigued during a flywheel set, you will produce less and less force, but it will always be 100% of what you are able to produce. So to compare an exercise performed for 3 sets with 8 maximal repetitions gives you 24 maximal lifts compared to at most 3 maximal repetitions with traditional weights. With traditional weights, you will always have 100% effort in sub-maximal loads. That's if you're not training at 1 repetition maximums. So as you can see, Gustav's pulling lightly. That's great, Gustav. Chest up. Now let's pull hard, Gustav, 100%. It's almost double the kinetic power. Excellent. As you can see by Gustav's expression in the bottom vase, this is real hard work. Scientific studies have shown that the eccentric phase is the key to building muscle mass and increasing strength. Eccentric training has also been shown to be effective in treating tendinitis in both the patella and Achilles tendons. Muscles are able to produce roughly a 30% higher force in the eccentric phase compared to the concentric phase. There are many strategies employed to produce eccentric overload, but none of them are very practical, functional or safe until flywheel training was introduced. With flywheel devices, there are many ways of achieving an eccentric overload, easily, safe and without any assistance. Principally, you can get an eccentric overload by either breaking the eccentric phase in a shorter period of time or increasing the energy in the concentric phase with auxiliary muscles. If you break the eccentric phase in a shorter time than you accelerate the flywheel in the concentric phase, you will have produced a high eccentric force. Here is Gustav doing the first variant, not resisting in the beginning of the eccentric phase to get an eccentric overload when he has decelerated all the kinetic energy in a short amount of time. A hardcore variant of this is when Gustav lengthens the strap to get some extra time to position himself in a lower position and get all the energy of the flywheel as an impulse in the eccentric phase. This is very intense and powerful training for elite athletes. This is the other principle. By using his legs at the start, Gustav overloads the flywheel with kinetic energy which must be braked using only the biceps in the eccentric phase. Very demanding but also very effective, as every repetition is maximal or super maximal. Another version of this is what we call clack, where you preload the concentric phase with an overload eccentric phase. This is a very dynamic, intense way to really boost your resistance training. Another way is to use the lower body to add extra energy into the flywheel in the concentric phase, but only using muscles in the upper body in the eccentric phase and then overload them. Since the resistance is variable, you can use as much auxiliary muscles as you want in the concentric phase. You will still work 100% concentrically. As you notice during the demo, the kbox is very silent and safe. As you can see, you don't need to prepare the floor with rubber mats. The kbox makes little to no sound. There is nothing to drop on your foot or to collide with, such as when you use Olympic bars. And you don't need a completely flat surface either. You can basically work out anywhere without ruining the floor, making a lot of noise or running the risk of injuring someone in the surrounding area. And since the kbox only weighs 26 pounds, or rather 12 kilos, it's easy to bring with you or to store after your exercise. This way you can use your workout area more effectively and maybe design completely new training sessions by adding high force resistance training to intervals of running, swimming or even skiing by bringing the kbox to your other training sessions. The biggest advantage with the kbox is its diversity and high degree of functional training it offers. Thanks to the harness, you get a very ergonomic load on the lower back, and despite an unperfected technique, you will have a short lever to the lower back and lower torque, which minimizes risk of injury. This was the basics of the flywheel training and the kbox. For more information, look at Exxentric.com or Facebook.com/go.flywheel.